How's it, people? Spring is in the air. We are in South Africa. Welcome to Farming the Solomon Way. Today we're planting Serano Chillies. We ordered from the nursery 2,000 serranos, come in little housings like this, and we put this straight into the ground. Now, if you have got access to these 200-litre drums that I've shown you before, if you've got access to these drums, all we've done with these drums is we've cut it in half and we've created a flower bed out of it. So by cutting these drums in half, you can create two flower beds, the bottom base and the top one is over here, and we use the lid at the bottom, fill it up with soil, and we make a flower bed out of it by using the drums. If you've got access to them, this is very cheap pot planting. The other reason why we plant like this, as you can see around you, all this is in a greenhouse. So what we do in our greenhouses is we've got everything raised off the floor in beds. Reason why you do this is because you don't want, especially in South Africa, that we have had excessive rain and flooding for the last 3 years. You don't want excessive rain and flooding. So now, even if the rain comes in through the greenhouse, through the netting, it will never flood on our grounds. And this is concreted here. So whatever happens, it's easier to work in your pot plant, and it's easier to control the weeds. No one's working on the floor. It's easier when it comes to harvest time, because then your bushels are going to be this high, so it's easier for you to harvest. No one needs to be on their knees, so it's much more labor intense, to originally do it. But once you've done for the next 10-15 years, you'll have smooth crops in it. Basically what we do with the serranos is we've already prepared the holes, the drums from last season. Open our hole. As we open our hole, that deep, my wife, say hello to the camera, will come. She'll add 2 water into this just to dampen it and give it some nice damp soil to start off with. After that, we're going to take a seedling, take it as high as you can, save as many leaves as you can, place it within your hole, and cover it with soil. We've got a mixture of soil here. It's soil and compost from my compost machines. I've introduced you to my compost machines. If you don't know my compost machines are donkeys. As you can see, it's a mixture of good soil and good compost from our compost machines. Once you've done it, what you have to do with your seedling, very, very important, is you have to compress it and compress it. After it's been compressed, twice compressed, we need to add 1 more water to it, one more little tin of water, just an ordinary 410 gram tin that you get your mixed vegetables off. As is, don't give it too much water, you don't want to drown the plant. After this, we'll just give it a scoop of potting soil and then some more water in about half an hour. Okay, as you can see, our seedlings ready to go into the ground now. What happens with these seedlings, we get ours from Multi-Plant. They're out in Brits, South Africa. They plant the seedlings for us during the winter in tunnels. So we order these in May, June. They've already sowed them in June. So by the time spring gets here in September, and by the time all the frost is gone and all the cold spells are gone, this is what we get basically out of the seedling. So we pre-order. It's better than planting from seed in September, because you save up on about a month's growth. So always find out your local nursery, plant nursery, find out your local biggest plant nursery where you can get the best price from, and pre-order your seedlings 2 months before you want to use them, so they can plant it for you, and then you've got your seedlings when you need to plant ready to go in the ground. And as I say, a month's worth of growth is a lot in this game. You extend your season by an extra month. Okay, you can see what Amelia's doing here. We've got a mixture of a bit of potting soil. After we've planted, after it's had its water, it then gets its potting soil. The potting soil, again, we compress tight into the ground so that the seedlings, roots and that are already taking form. After it's compressed, the potting soil is compressed, then we add a little bit, 4th coat. So this is a 4th coat of water that the seedling gets. And then we'll leave this for about 3 hours, just so it can soak in well. And in 3 hours time, then we'll give it the next watering again. Show the people after. So this is, it's already had its water in, and it's already been planted. So now we're going to take a little bit of water just to make it wet. You only want to water around the plant. You don't want to water all the sand, because you don't want to waste water where it's not needed. The water for now is only needed around the seedling, and the concentration of the water is only around the seedling where the water is needed. To stand with a hose pipe and water the whole drum, you're going to waste water, you're going to waste time, and you're going to waste money. Only water what's needed. So after that is done, then that's compressed tightly into the ground, and after it's compressed, then it gets its next water. Dahlia, try not to wet the leaves, eh? Only the soil, don't wet the leaves. There we go, Dahlia, good. Okay, you want to try not to wet the leaves, because once the leaves get wet, they actually sog a bit, and you want them to stand up tight and not sog. Compress, then you take a bit of dry soil and sprinkle a little bit of dry soil on top of it. Delia, put the dry soil on top of it, and this side put some, that's it. Just so the dry soil can give it a nice protection and actually protect the water that's there, actually let it soak in a bit. Okay, and as I say, in 3 hours time, it will get another drink in 3 hours. I'm planting by Solomon Farms. Right, to introduce it, we've got 4 guys helping us today. And Tanya, say hello, guys. We're all planting.
We are all planting here at Solomon's farm.
Just keep planting, just keep planting. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just keep planting, just keep planting.
How's it, everybody? How are you? See our section? Guys, come down. What do you see here, guys? What do you see here? I'll tell you what I see here, guys. I see a saying. When I grew up, my parents always used to tell me, and I've used the same saying on my kids many times, money doesn't grow on trees. But you know what I see here? Is a little money tree. And 8 weeks from now, this thing will be giving us money. We can't say money does not grow on trees. We do not plant the money trees. If we want money, we need to plant money trees. The more you're going to plant, the more you're going to produce. Guys, for those who cannot afford to build flower beds out of brick and mortar, another cheap alternative, like you see here, is our tires. Most places, fitment centers where you fit tires, if you go and you ask them for the old tires, they're more than happy to give them to you. They might charge you a very small premium, a small amount, but most places are just happy to get rid of them, and they'll give it to you at a good price. And again, to make a flower bed out of this, it's a cheap way. And what happens with this is, again, if it rains too much and there's too much water here, it drains out of the second tire. So it doesn't affect the roots here. Your roots stay moist and the water drains out of it. So it's another cheap alternative. But guys, we want money. And the only way to make money, guys, is to listen to me. plant money trees. Money does grow on trees. We just need to plant the trees. Thanks, guys. Carry on watching. These little trees are 2 weeks old. We planted them 2 weeks ago. You've seen by previous footage, and this is the look of 2 weeks. And another 6 weeks, we will start pulling money off them. But it will start producing greenbacks, green chilies, greenbacks. This is a Serano chili, and shortly we will get money out of it.
As you all can see here, our chili plants have already started flowering, and very soon we'll have some beautiful chilies to harvest.
Hello, Jack boy. Here we go. Come. Make compost out of this, Jack. Oh, now he's on his own time. He's got all the time to waste. Guys, how's it? Thank you for watching. Yeah, I just want to go through some Q&A for today. I appreciate everybody's comments, and some people have WhatsApped me privately just to answer a few questions. The first question goes out to Elsie. Elsie has asked us how to get rid of weeds. What I advise is a simple mixture, organic, totally organic. Take an orange, or slice it up, put it in a jar with boiling water. Leave it with the curd still on the orange. Leave it for about 2 days. Keep on shaking it up. You want that citrus flavor to get into that water. Then you empty out that water. Take another 2 cups of vinegar. So you add your 1 cup citrus water, 2 cups vinegar, 1 spoon of dishwashing liquid, Sunlight dishwashing liquid, and mix it all together with your vinegar, with your citrus, with your Sunlight, and that's a good weed killer. Spray it on your boundary, wherever you want to remove your weeds. It's a natural organic weed killer that works wonders. Secondly, our thanks go out to Leah. She's out in Mpumalanga. Thanks for watching, Leah. I appreciate your comment saying you're going to steal all my ideas off the channel. Leah, that's what the channel is there for. It's there for people to learn out of it, to learn out of what I know and pass it on to people. So you're not stealing it just by watching it. You're entitled to it. Thank you. You're not going to abuse my channel, like you say. All that information, it's there to share with the world. And then third of all, Jano Verleun, he's a local farmer over here, but he's also in the police station, so he hasn't got much time to farm because he is an active member of the police. He has gotten some seedlings from us, and a very formal way of his tomatoes, where he's actually put a bit of stilts together, and he's planted his tomatoes, and he's going to grow his tomatoes up the stilts and just guide it with some plastic, and he's covered them with netting. So well done to you, a big well done to you.